Well, given this information, our first step is to calculate the PE ratio, and very simply the PE ratio is the stock price divided by the earnings per share, and that's provided. So it's $50 per share divided by $4.20. We see this company has a PE ratio of 11.9. Then we take the PE ratio of 11.9 and divide it by the growth rate, which is given to us, of 14%, and we see that the PEG ratio for SIA is indeed 0.85, and this would be indicative of a good value or the company being undervalued in the marketplace, again, relative to its growth rate. All right, let's take a look at how we can use PEs and relative PEG ratios to evaluate the relative pricing of two different companies. Here we have ABC and XYZ. ABC has a PE ratio of 22 and XYZ has a PE ratio of 15. If we just stopped there and asked which company was more expensive, well, most people would say ABC is far more expensive than XYZ because its PE ratio is 22 and XYZ's PE ratio is only 15. But when we take into consideration the growth rate of these companies, we see a much different picture. The growth rate of ABC is 20%, while the growth rate of XYZ is 10%. And if we were to calculate the relative PEG ratios, well, we see that the PEG ratio for ABC is 1.1. And what we did was we took that PE ratio of 22 and divided by its growth rate of 20%, and that's how we came up with that PEG ratio of 1.1. Similarly, we calculate the PEG ratio for XYZ, and XYZ has a PE ratio of 15 and a growth rate of 10, and the PEG ratio for XYZ is 1.5. XYZ, based on its growth rate, is actually far more expensive than ABC. Now, they both may be relatively expensive because they have a PEG ratio of greater than 1, but certainly XYZ's is more expensive than ABC.